Today we're talking about impact stories and how it's going to help you in selling. TomJacobs.com. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel. And in fact, I am live from Mexico City. Well, not really live. Well, I'm live right now, but you are watching this on a recording. As a lifestyle entrepreneur, I can work anywhere in the world as long as I have an internet connection and my laptop, iPad, and camera. But let's get right into it, why stories matter in terms of selling. So I want to share with you one of my signature stories that I like to tell. That is why I'm so passionate about teaching others on how to sell. So imagine this, I'm sitting at my desk on a Sunday afternoon in Houston, Texas, in the back of my training studio where my office was. It was a beautiful day, it was blue skies, kind of like today, a little bit of clouds, it was hot and humid, which it always is in Houston. And I'm sitting in my back office, which is where all the electrical equipment is, and it's kind of buzzing in the back, and it's even hotter in there because the AC wasn't quite pumping in quite hard enough. And it's Sunday afternoon, and I'm looking at my computer, and tears start streaming down my face. And the reason is because I was looking at my bank account, and I was realizing that by Friday, when rent and payroll were due on Friday, I was going to be $10,000 short. And I just remembered that old saying that one of my mentors used to tell me, so the first day that you can't make payroll, it's the first day that you're out of business. And I was about 6 months into owning my business and was at my wit's end because my bank account was draining. I was maxed out on my lines of credit. I was maxed out on my credit cards. And I didn't have any pending sales that week, which would potentially take me out of this bind that I got myself into. And I realized at that moment that I had to make the hardest phone call of my life. And two things made that very, very difficult. The first is I had to admit that I needed help. And as an entrepreneur, and as you as entrepreneurs as well, I'm sure you can relate, we're always told that we can do it on our own, that we just plug through and we can just go, and things would get better. And we don't need help. We don't need anybody else. We're on an island all by ourselves. And I got to tell you, that's absolute complete BS. We do need help. And we do need to get other people involved in our business that can help us out along the way. The second reason that phone call was very difficult for me to make was because it was to my father. And I had, actually at 40 years old, I had to ask him for money. I don't know if you've ever had that experience of asking your father for money or your family for money, but it's a very, very humbling experience, at least it was for me. So I said, Dad, I have a problem. He could hear it in my voice. He could hear that I was crying. I said, I need to borrow $10,000 or I won't be able to make payroll or rent on Friday. And he was like, well, son, I can certainly loan you the money. And the emphasis there is on loan because it came with a 12% interest rate. And I had to put my house up for collateral. I was like, Dad, what's this all about? Why the interest rate? Why the house for collateral? Why the 8-page contract that we have to sign? He said, well, son, I need to teach you a lesson. I was like, Dad, I'm 40 years old. I don't need any more life lessons. I need $10,000 or I'm going to be out of business. But as it does always turn out this way, dads are right. I did absolutely need that life lesson. And that life lesson was that it's okay to ask for help. That, sometimes we do get into binds and we need to help, and we need the help of other people. And that started me off on a journey of getting more help. And that's where I learned a sales system which helped me systemize the way that I was selling and got me to get out of my head that I was intruding in people's lives, but rather I had a solution to a problem that most people had, and that it was okay to ask for money. I finally got a system of selling that got me to make some real money. I went from selling 10 sessions at a time for like $600 to selling 50 to 100 sessions at $2,500 to $5,000 a time. Now that first year of business, I squeezed $100,000 in gross profit or gross revenue from that business. In the second year of business, I did $500,000. Let that sink in for a second. I went from $100,000 to $500,000. And it was all because I learned how to sell. And as a natural introvert, believe it or not, I am an introvert, sales always seemed a little sleazy to me. But once I learned that it was a process and that I was solving somebody's problem, it became so much easier. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people, other people, with selling and telling their stories in a unique and impactful way that will get them to grow their business and to make more money. And ultimately, to be able to ask for help as well. And so I had invested in coaches. I've invested tens of thousands of dollars, probably more like $100,000 or more in coaching and help as an entrepreneur. And I can tell you what, it has paid off dividends again and again and again. So if you're in a similar situation, or maybe you're not, but things could be better, and if you haven't asked for help lately, ask for help. Feel free to reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. There's links down below. Go to my website, tomjacobs.com. I'd love to chat with you. And in fact, I'd love to give you a free book on how to tell your story in an impactful way so that you too can grow your business with the power of story. If you go to tomjacobs.com/storybook, you can download that book. It's absolutely free. And on the download page, there's a special bonus where I go through an actual training with a client on changing her story around to make it even more impactful so she can create that connection with her audience. So until next time, I hope you have a great day, and don't be afraid to ask for help.